Hello YouTube, Brad06 here. I want to show you some things I picked up that came in today. Nothing in terms of coins, but I want to talk about something I'm going to start collecting here. Actually, I've already began to collect this years and years ago, but I want to start doing it in a higher quality from what I've been picking up. I've had Indian head since I was a kid, and I basically want to start putting an entire collection together. That's something I haven't really done. I did with a little more common date stuff, with quarters and with pennies and things like that, but just circulated pieces, nothing too extraordinary. So I actually wanted to do something that's a little, for me anyways, a little more interesting, something older like an Indian head cent. So, but before I get into that, I wanted to show you what I did pick up. I picked up the Cherry Picker's Guide. So this one is going to be for the half dollars, and might actually even carry the, let's see, half dimes to silver and modern dollars. So it covers quite a bit. There's two different volumes to pick up if you did want to have coverage of all the US coins. But since I have so many half dollars now from before and everything I recently picked up, I want to look for different varieties and things. And when you go into this book, what's really nice is it's going to show you big detailed pictures of what to look for, whatever the error may be. Gives you the description, gives you what the normal cost would be, and then if you had it in the variety and for the grade. So since that's a proof piece, it's showing you in proof grades. So that's kind of how that works. Big detailed pictures. And again, it's telling you what year to look for. It's just really nice, really organized. And if you're someone that likes to look for different varieties of things, you could actually make some big money. I feel like some of that is more overlooked because it takes a little more effort and know-how to actually find those pieces. So again, that's the Cherry Picker's Guide. So I would recommend that. And then I did pick up an album here for the Indian head cents. So that's 1857 to 1909. And this is a really nice, so if you want this one's from Dansko, and it's a 7101. That's the number you would need to pick up for the Indian head cents. So I just got this in today. I haven't even pulled it out of the plastic, so let me go ahead and do that. But while I'm doing that, I wanted to show you some of the pieces that I currently have for Indian head cents, and kind of go over what my ideas are on putting together this collection. I do want to put together the collection in full. I am going to do this slowly over time, so this isn't something you're going to see me complete by next month or anything like that. I want to slowly build this collection, something fun that's just ongoing and have the hunt. But I want to pick quality pieces to go into my collection, something that I can really be proud of. So I'm going to go ahead and take the time to sit and look for those pieces. And I'm going to show you some of the pieces that I have and show you why they're not going to go into my new collection, and give you some things to kind of look out for, just as a beginner's guide. Definitely, if you're you know quite a bit about this, some of these might not be for you. Some of these examples I'm giving, you'll probably already know about it. But I wanted to show you this Dansko album first. So there's a little bit of paperwork that came with it in here. Dansko album. And check that out. Sorry guys, I only have so much room on this table here. Gives you information about the Indian head cents, which are really great. Let me do this. I'll zoom in close here. If you want to pause to read this, you can. There's that section, this section, and the last section there. Perfect. Okay, so if you look at this, really nicely set up here. The top here are Flying Eagle scents. So those are scents that came before the Indian Head Penny. There is a 56, but it's very rare. So it's usually not even on these albums. So there is a large letter or large date and small date for the 1858 Flying Eagle. And then the Indian Head scents start at 1859. And they carry on from there. What's nice about this album is you have slide out plastic that's in between each one. So as you're housing the piece, and it's for the front and the back, it'll keep them very well preserved. So these actually slide out over here. So it's a really nice album. And so this will carry on all the way to, you can actually add more pages in here too. So that's something else. Let me see here. It's pretty stiff right now, actually. But here we have, let's see, some of the different dates here. So carrying through, the 1877 is going to be the main key date for the collection. Also, a lot of the late 60s, early 70s are going to be tough pieces to get a hold of. Definitely more rare. I have a couple pieces already, but they're not in the condition that I would want them to be in. And then your 1908S and your 1909S, and not Penny, but not your Lincoln scent, but your Indian Head Penny version here. That's also a key date. And then in the back, let's see what they have back here. Oh, they're showing you the mintages. So there you go. Or let's start at the Eagle scents up there. See, mintage 1856, 1500. Almost nothing there. Going through 1877. And they actually ordered those back to, and they, so there's actually a lot less than that. Let's see. Another thing too is they had the 1859. Where's it at? 1859 to 64. Those are the copper nickel cents. So they're actually another nickname is the white cents for those. So they have a completely different composition, and they can actually be a lot lighter in color. So that's something else to keep in mind. Now I want to jump to some coins for you guys. So again, this is a little more informational video, so I'm going to take up a little more time if you guys are interested here. So this is a Flying Eagle cent. Definitely not in great shape at all. One of two or three that I have. But definitely want to get some better pieces. So I'm considering going from something like a grade of a 20 all the way up to a 40 is what I'm thinking of collecting. With all of these, I want to get somewhat consistent with what I'm picking up, which is what I would recommend. This is a little bit better date. This is going to be one of those white cents I was talking about, the copper nickel cents. But definitely not even a good grade. Good grade, you'll have a full rim here. So definitely an uneven wear here. But I have quite a bit of the dates, and actually I have some of the better dates. They're just not in great shape, or they'll have a kind of undesirable look to a lot of them. This one definitely has a lot more detail to it. I'm trying to get it to show up here. But a lot of these have different, the surfaces aren't quite right, or they've been cleaned. Different things like that. These are, some of these I've had for years and years since I was a little kid, so 1862, another better date, but definitely a lot of wear in there. So when you're getting these cents, I want to wait till I find a better detailed one to show you guys. 1863, so you see how it's kind of got the pitting and everything going on. It did have a lot of detail, though. You can look at some of those feathers. And you do have a split here. This would actually, if it didn't have all that corrosion, that could be like probably like a 40. So it's a shame. And it's a 63. That's a little better year. Let's see. Oh, I had another 63. Again, just the surfacing on this. Some sort of corrosion. But still something cool to have. So, of course, I hang on to it. Let's see. I'm zoomed in on this, guys, because it's hard to see these. They're very dark in tone. And if I'm not zoomed in, you guys will miss the detail. 1864. This one is just a poor condition. I mean, it doesn't get more worn than that. Some I have in a little nicer holder. It's a 1865. Now this is a much better one. I want to go over some of the grading with you. So with the G4, you're going to have a full rim to the coin. G6, you'll have the denticles showing, which are the little lines in here inside of the rim. In the VG8, you should have 3 letters of Liberty showing, which, I mean, this has a full Liberty to it. And you could have 2 with parts of 2 others showing, but ideally you want 3. When you're picking up your coins, you always want to have what's most ideal for your collection. If you decide to collect this. F12, there's no letters missing in Liberty. And this would also be for F15. And then the base of the headband is just missing. So that's the headband there that Lady Liberty's wearing. The bottom here is just missing, which this one isn't. It's pretty solid. F30, all letters in Liberty are sharp. That's definitely, it's pretty sharp in this. And then lower headband, fully intact. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty much intact there. Now for an extra fine, most of the detail on the ribbon shows. Now the ribbon is located here. And then you're also going to have a divide between the curl and the ribbon. This bottom curl here. I wish I had a pointer. So that bottom curl there's a division between the ribbon and the curl. And then for a 45, there's actually diamonds located here on the ribbon. There's 4 diamonds, so ideally you should have all 4 of those diamonds showing on this ribbon. They go up the ribbon. So this doesn't have that. And this has some damage to it. You have the corrosion and stuff on the back, but at least you can see something with a little more detail here in the bow here on the wreath. So again, something like this, what you're seeing on this side, I mean, there's still a little bit of damage there, but the detail, that's kind of what I want to have in this collection that I'm putting together. So this one was the 1865. Again, a little bit better date for that. This one's really worn. Now this one you can see the date there. It's 1872. Now, there we go. It's actually a lot easier to see the date in person. There we go, 1872. You can see it there. That's definitely one of the key dates, but this one is just so worn down. I think in just a G, this is a $90 coin, 92 bucks. But because of the condition, it definitely impacts it quite a bit. But I didn't pay anywhere near that for the piece, so I'm perfectly fine with that. Just cherry-picked dates. This one is a 73. You have some major pitting up there, and of course very worn down pitting on the back as well. And you can't even read 1 cent, just hardly if you angle it right in the lighting. Now this one I wanted to show you. It doesn't show quite as well, but you're getting this rainbowing effect. If you're getting that in copper, it means it's probably been cleaned. So beyond seeing some of those hairline scratches you'll see from a cleaning, if you're seeing these different tones and colors in a certain way, it's probably been cleaned. So it's a shame because this one, again, some good detail. I wanted to see if I can show you guys I don't know if this one has a diamond to it or not, but let's see. You can make out one of the diamonds there at the top. My finger's going to be way too big at this point. Right there's a diamond, and you can see part of another one here. But yes, there's 4 diamonds on there. And then this one had a really nice toning. This is actually, not a toning I should say, but this is one that you can tell hasn't been messed with. It comes across very, no, it's not this one, it's a different coin. This one, it's very corroded, 1868. No, it wasn't this coin. It's the next one, because they're a similar color. But I would always take a magnifier to this. Now looking at it a little closer, it's, not one I would pick. But it definitely has a little more detail to it. 1895. Now we're getting into a little more common dates here. This one is a good tone, this nice chocolatey color. That's what you want in a coin like this. This sort of toning. Now, of course, when you get into MS grades and things like that, you have brown, and this is for any pennies. You have browns, which will have a bring on a certain amount of money. They'll be the least desirable. And then you'll have, oh, my stand's about to fall here. And then you'll have red brown, which will be a mix between red and brown, just like in the name. And depending upon that, that commands a higher premium. And then you have full red, which is going to be like a red Lincoln cent that you see. Those command very, very high premiums if you have a coin like this in full red. I used to own one of these coins, common date. I think it was a 1907, I believe. And I already showed you guys that one. It was a 1907. And pardon guys, it's late again. I always record late. It was a red brown, but it was such a beautiful color. It actually had some natural toning to it. And even though the book value was around 170 bucks or something, I actually sold it for 230 bucks because of just that it had amazing eye appeal, and I wish I still had that coin. Different corrosion here on this one, but this is just a common date coin. I mean, you have a little bit of detail to it, but again, you have the damage. This isn't one you'd want to pick up. And again, almost anything I've showed you, you don't really necessarily want to get. Common date again. I think this one's, let's see, 1909. And I just have some that are out of, not in anything. 1882. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys this, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be stacking some of these pennies. Thanks so much, YouTube, for taking a look. Please like, comment, and subscribe if this interests you. And I'll be bringing you more shortly. Thanks so much for taking a look, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.